Oh, that was ice. Okay, I don't like that at all. Yeah, this is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see no ruts at all. Yep, okay, and this is slush, is very slippery. Yeah, so this was a bad decision, and I could have called it right back there, and I didn't, because I'm stupid, and you guys know. Hello friends, Dork in the Road here. We are out riding today on the Himalayan 450, and we are doing the route that I like to think of as sort of a typical adventure ride route. I spent about an hour on the highway to get here. I'm onto a more two-lane road with some nice twisties going up, although we're not going to be able to enjoy the twisties because they sanded this recently because there was snow. Then we'll go up and around the tallest peak in Oregon's Coast Range, that is Mary's Peak, on gravel and explore. So all in all, what I would call a typical half-a-day adventure bike adventure. And it just seems like that's a great way to test. It's not a super thorough way, but it is kind of a normal usage case way to test a bike like the Himalayan 450 here. The gravel road is a gravel road, but it's usually pretty muddy with a lot of potholes, so we might get a chance to do some splashing and stuff. For now, let's hit the road. Hopefully we don't run into snow, but I would say that's a possibility. This suspension, dude, it is shockingly good. And yeah, pun intended, but like, I keep talking about how great the suspension is. And then every time I get on the bike, I just think to myself, it can't possibly be that good. And so I go out and do it again, and I'll be damned, it's that good again. It's just crashing through. So we're gonna crash through some puddles, which is not like the best test of a suspension, but it's definitely one that tests how well it handles like a jarring sudden impact like that. The kind of thing that would bottom out a cheaper, crappier suspension, which I've done many times as a rider that weighs a lot of pounds. Ah, this thing, it's just fun. It's just fun in a way that a lot of small bikes are, and I do not mean to be insulting or condescending, because it's just like, I'm just gonna give it wide open throttle all day. I don't have to think. I can just ride as fast as I want to, or as fast as I can on this thing, and it's fun, and I'm not gonna get into any trouble, or at least a lot less trouble. It's just smooth, easy to ride, forgiving, and there's just not that much power. It is very difficult to spin the rear tire, even if you're trying. Although I did get the front off the ground on the way out here on a railroad crossing, which was awesome. Like this pothole, let's just hit it at a reasonable speed. Oh God. Yeah, I'm not even trying to get up over it. Let's see if we can get up over it. Oh, that time we did. Here's a double. Oh man, I'm just astounded. The suspension is not adjustable, and this bike is like less than $6,000. So it should be terrible. It should be terrible. But Royal Enfield has not fallen into the trap that a lot of the sort of entry-level, lower-end off-road motorcycles do, of giving you way too soft suspension so that it's plush and comfy on the road, and then pretty useless off-road because you're just deflecting. You can't keep that front tire on the ground. I haven't even upped the preload on this. I've done nothing. So they've done a remarkable job of delivering a suspension that's stiff enough for fast off-road riding, not super aggressive, but aggressive-ish off-road riding, without compromising. I don't think it's too awful on the road, honestly. Maybe someone lighter than me would find it too stiff. That's possible, but one of the biggest tests for me on a budget suspension is it bottoming out all the time when I hit bumps hard and quickly, and it isn't. So I am just really impressed with what they've done with this. I am no suspension expert, but I know when it sucks, and this doesn't suck, and that surprises me because this bike is super cheap. Before I get too far into today's adventure, I just want to say thank you to Camp Nerd for sponsoring this video, and in a little bit I'm going to talk to you about a surprising new product that you can pick up from him that you may not have expected. That's why it's surprising. Yeah, let's get it. Uphill, baby. Oh man, we're like right where I almost crashed the Marini the last time I was out here on a press bike, so, you know, flashback, PTSD. Let's go. Oh yeah. Oh, thank God I saw that. So if you're worried, now can I like rip a third gear wheelie on this? Probably not, but it does have enough, and that was third gear. to, at a reasonable speed, compress the suspension and then get the front up over an obstacle, which is good. Some of these lower CC bikes that are heavy like this, and this isn't a heavy adventure bike, but it's heavier than a dual sport or something by quite a bit. Some of them can't do that easily. You got to really prepare for it, and so when something surprises you, you can't just hit the gas and pop it. And I just did, got up over it, so that was good. Happy about that. It is kind of top heavy. I learned that when I did the drop test. When the gas tank is full, which it is right now, it's right up on top of the bike. So there is some of that, like when you get side to side, you can really feel the weight shifting. It's not like a Tenere or anything, because the Tenere is so much higher up. That weight, you really feel it, but you definitely can feel the weight of this bike is up high, as opposed to 790 Adventure or something where it's way down low in those fuel pods. Ooh, there we're sliding, there we're sliding. You know, is this a bike that, like, well, actually, I was gonna say super experienced hardcore riders won't like it, but that's not true, dude. Because it's, again, what I said earlier, it's just a fun bike that you can just rip as hard as you want, full throttle all the time, full gas, and it's just, you don't have to think about it too much. Yeah, get it, girl. Yeah, this road always has a ton of potholes on it, so it's a great place for testing, waterproof testing gear, which incidentally, a Moto Camp Nerd has always been your one-stop shop for all things motorcycle camping, but he's expanding, broadening his horizons. Every single piece of gear I'm wearing today came from Moto Camp Nerd, and the brand he started with is probably the most trusted and most well-known brand in all of adventure motorcycling, motorcycle travel, dual sport riding, all that, and that's Climb. So I'm wearing the Climb Latitude jacket and pants. These are the Climb, the Badlands GTX. GTX means Gore-Tex gloves, and the Climb Krios Pro helmet. I had a regular Krios before. The Krios Pro is a big upgrade in a lot of ways, including it's got a lot better impact protection inside because they have their proprietary, it's like corduroy, I don't know, I'd have to look it up, but it was real easy to mount the Cardo and my camera, and I got my brake free actually on the back of this. So Moto Camp Nerd has a bunch of Climb gear right now, a full selection, and he's adding other brands soon, but not quickly, because we are testing all the brands as he adds them. So I'm testing gear for him, he's testing gear, and then we're going to add other brands as we test it. We're not putting stuff on the store that we don't know, but we already were pretty familiar with Climb, so it was kind of a no-brainer. So if you're shopping for riding gear, you can buy it directly from Moto Camp Nerd, support his small business and his dream of outfitting you for your adventures full-time. I will put a link in the description to Moto Camp Nerd's site, and check him out, because he is your one-stop shop for all things motorcycle adventure, be it camping gear, luggage, oh yeah, big splash, or riding gear now. So he's got it all. Hop over, check it out. Thanks Moto Camp Nerd for sponsoring this ride and keeping me dry today, as I definitely have seen some moisture. Now we got some snow up here. Here's the road. I wonder if we can get to the peak. Should we try? I'd say 50-50 shot we hit snow at this point. We'll see. Oh, that was ice. Okay, I don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. That could have been real bad. No, sir, I don't like it. Slipped and then caught right away, thank God. Wow, the waterfall is waterfalling right now, like crazy. Gotta take a picture here, I think. Yeah, I think we're about to run out of road anyway. Clean road. It's pretty slushy, but it's definitely not gonna get any better. Have I figured out how to get off with the top case? No, I have not. So I'll push up a little. I do think we're going to get stuck by snow. I'm not going to push it out here by myself, but because I've learned over the years that, you know, once the snow starts to look bad, even if you can get through the first little bit, usually there's a worse bit and a worse. It doesn't get better unless you're going down, which we are not. Okay. Well, interesting. Interesting. Is this just a shady spot or a precursor of things to come? It also gets difficult to turn around when you're in the deep ruts, and so, you know, I don't want to push this through them necessarily. But I'll soldier on a little bit for you guys. Do it for the tubes, buddy. It's not getting better. It's not getting better. It's not getting better. I could do this in my 4Runner all day, but with a one-wheel drive, it's a lot more sketchy. Yeah, you see how deep it's getting? You know, there's probably ruts all the way to the top. Man, that would be some good pictures. Gonna regret this. Gonna regret it. Well, that car just came down, so it can't be that bad. Although it was a 4-wheel drive, not a one-wheel drive. Yeah, this is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see no ruts at all. Yep, okay, and this is slush, is very slippery. I am going to turn around. Sorry, guys. That's gonna do it for today. I'm just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna eat no broccoli. Yeah, so this was a bad decision, and I could have called it right back there, and I didn't, because I'm stupid, and you guys know. So, none of this is a secret. Okay, I gotta get in a downhill rut. Actually, the best one is right here. Boy, you really notice it's not a dual sport when you go to do stuff like this. Okay. And the kickstand sucks, so I can't even like kickstand turn it. Bueno. El bueno supremo. Ooh, we can just slide along the snow like skiing. Okay, yeah. We're not doing slippery slush today. Sorry, y'all. Sadly, as much as I'd like it to be July and all this be clear, it seems as though it is still February. So, not today, Satan. Not today. Alright, cool. Crazy how quickly you just hit the snow line and there's like a lot of snow, which I'm guessing is why they call it that. Alright, let's go down. Time for some wet, cautious twisties. You know, everyone's favorite kind. People buy sport bikes and they dream of wet, cautious, upright twisties. It's the dream. I think that was Ducati's slogan a couple years ago. Slippery, cautious, upright twisties at a reasonable speed. Ducati. This one's tight. Oh man, that windstorm did a number on these trees, didn't it? Look at that. That guy's either mushroom picking or dumping a body. Maybe both. Maybe he dumps bodies, waits for the mushrooms to grow on them, and then picks them. New business idea. Always thinking here at Dork on the Road. Always thinking about new and innovative ways to capitalize on bad things. I'm kidding, of course. Some of you take me way too seriously, which is never a good idea because I am full of shit about 87% of the time, I would say. 80, 89, 85 on a good day. Anyway, that is what I would call a typical everyday adventure bike ride on what I think is a typical kind of everyday adventure bike, the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, which they very generously loaned me, and I should have for a little while longer. Trying to get to 1,000 miles, we'll do a 1,000-mile review, so make sure you're subscribed. If you're interested in more Himalayan 450 content, I have a video on doing the drop test and picking it up you can check out. I have a freeway test video I did, and I took it moto camping, all those things. So if you're interested in how this bike does those things, there's more content on the channel for you. I also want to just say thank you to Moto Camp Nerd one more time for sending me this gear to test and keeping me dry today, which is good because everything is very wet, and it's going to be a wet, rainy, twisty ride home too. So thanks to Moto Camp Nerd for sponsoring the video and for the gear. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing because I'm the Dork in the Road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, and I'm better than your regular riding buddies because I come with a mute button. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Oh, thank you. Excellent!